Hello, my dear grandchildren. It's great to see you all together here once again. How was last week? Did they have exciting adventures? Have you discovered new wonders? I hope your days were full of laughter and joy. For those joining us for the first time, a warm welcome to Grandma Dita's house. Here we embark on magical journeys through stories that bring valuable lessons. These stories will be your compass, guiding you through life's winding paths. Now, if you're new here, I have a small favor to ask. Could you please subscribe to our channel, turn on those magical notifications, and leave a like on our stories? It would mean the world to Grandma Dita. And guess what? By doing this, you will officially become one of Grandma Dita's beloved grandchildren. All right, my little adventurers? Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's dive into this extraordinary story of the week. Once upon a time, in the bustling hallways of Oakwood Elementary School, there lived a boy named Oliver. Oliver was a kind and creative kid, but he carried a secret burden on his small shoulders, one that nobody else could see. He was filled with fear of being judged, fear of failing, and fear of what others might think of him. This fear lurked in every corner of his mind, whispering doubts and insecurities with every thought. While other children played fearlessly during recess, Oliver stood on the sidelines, watching from afar with a mix of longing and apprehension. He yearned to join in the laughter and fun, but the fear of being ridiculed or criticized held him back. Day after day, this pattern continued, until one fateful day when the school announced a talent show. The mere thought of stepping onto that stage in front of his classmates sent shivers down Oliver's spine. As the days went by and the talent show drew near, Oliver's anxiety grew. What if he stumbled over his words? What if he fell on stage? And what if nobody clapped for him? These questions haunted him every waking moment, casting a shadow over his usually cheerful behavior. The day of the talent show arrived, and the school auditorium buzzed with excitement. As each act took the stage, Oliver's heart beat faster in his chest. He watched in awe as his classmates sang, danced, and performed magic tricks with confidence and grace. And then it was his turn. With trembling hands and a knot in his stomach, Oliver stepped toward the stage. The lights were blinding, the silence deafening. For a moment he froze, the weight of his fears pressing down on him, but then a small voice inside him whispered,
"You can do this, Oliver. It's okay to be afraid, but don't let fear control you."
It was his grandfather's voice, sharing stories of courage from his own youth. Taking a deep breath, Oliver began reciting a poem he had written about overcoming fears. At first his voice quivered, barely above a whisper, but as he spoke, remembering his grandfather's words, a strange calm enveloped him. The words flowed from his heart, resonating with the audience in a way he had never imagined. As Oliver reached the last lines of his poem, a hush fell over the auditorium. And then, as if it were planned, the entire room erupted into thunderous applause. Tears welled up in Oliver's eyes as he realized that the very people he feared judgment from were now standing, clapping for him. As Oliver scanned the audience, he saw many faces with tears, but they were tears of relief. What Oliver didn't know was that just like him, many of his classmates had their own fears that paralyzed them. In that moment, Oliver understood the true meaning of courage. It wasn't about being fearless. It was about facing fears head-on, even when every fiber of your being wanted to run away. It was about finding strength in vulnerability, embracing the things that made you different instead of hiding them. He understood what his grandfather had talked to him about a few days earlier. From that day on, Oliver walked a little taller, his fears a bit lighter. He still had moments of doubt and uncertainty, but he no longer let them hold him back, and as he looked around at his classmates, he knew he wasn't alone in his struggles. Because he discovered that everyone was fighting their own battles, but together they could find the courage to face them. And so, in the bustling hallways of Oakwood Elementary School, Oliver's story became a tale told for many years, a story of a boy who conquered his fears, not by banishing them, but by embracing them as part of who he was. And in doing so, he showed everyone that true bravery wasn't about having no fear, but about having the ability to overcome it again and again, as many times as necessary. With this, Oliver's heart was filled with a newfound sense of courage, ready to face any challenges that lay ahead. Listen up, my dear little adventurers. Sometimes we think courage means having no fear, but the real courage comes from facing our fears to do what we need to do. The more we fight against our fears, the stronger we become, more prepared to tackle whatever comes our way. Now, I've got a little homework assignment for you brave kiddos. This week, I want you to seek out what scares you and confront those fears head on. Even if you're scared, ask your parents for help if you need it, and then come back and tell me all about it. And now Grandma Dita needs a little favor from you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and click the like button. This will mean a lot to me. And if you do these 3 little things, you will be helping Grandma Dada a lot, my dear grandchildren. May every sunset remind you that you are loved, my little ones. Have a fantastic week, and may God bless you all. Sending big, warm kisses to your cheeks. Goodbye, my grandchildren. See you next week.